Hello YouTube, this is Gaming Dragon 360 and I'm back with the second episode of Medieval 2 Total War. I'm playing as the Egyptian faction and we have Damascus on a siege here, which is going to capitulate in 5 more turns. Jerusalem, we tried to give it away to other kingdoms as gifts, but none of them would take it, so most likely we'll let it become a rebel city so that we don't have to face the invading Crusader armies, which are going to be here anytime soon. So the year is 1110. This is technically the time when the Crusades had been initiated and were gaining considerable success. We also took the city of Dongola, which we're going to convert to a city now. It's a fort at the moment. We're going to convert it to a city soon enough, and in the meantime,
orders.
We'll send some scouts to the east of here as well.
Salam alaikum.
Send this imam
At once.
out here to scout ahead. This sugar plantation.
Yes, Sultan.
13 florins, but there's 3. What are you earning right now? Okay, it's fairly good enough. Okay, so I apologized even in the previous videos about my mumbling. I tend to do that quite a lot. But the important stuff I try to explain as I go forward. Not much is going on. I just have one considerable army here. The other one I just hope to use as a expeditionary force in North Africa. This one is for the Holy Land, and I want, as I mentioned in the earlier video, I want to keep shy away from the Turkish borders because I don't want to have any chance of a confrontation with the Turks. Let's see if we need to build anything. No, nothing. Economically, what do we have? Economy. It should show an economy scroll. I have no idea where that is at the moment. We should be able to see. Okay, they're asking me to man the city of Jerusalem. I've already done that, right? Yes, I've given the orders. So I think yes, enter. Nothing for now. We just need to move forward in the Black Sea region, I guess, and establish ties with the Russians and perhaps even the Polish if we come across them. Yes, Nagla Yahia. Okay. More children for the Sultanate. Oh, sorry, the Caliphate. As I mentioned in the previous video, that Egypt at this time in world history was under the control of the Fatimid Caliphate. The Fatimid Caliphate was a rival claimant to the throne of the Caliphate in the Islamic Empire. They were rivals to the Abbasids, who were the mainstream caliphs. But later on, the Fatimids were taken over by the Ayyubids and then the Mamluks, and then finally the Turks swept over them. But of course, in this scenario, we're not going to go that way. We are the ones going to be taking over other empires. So in 4 turns, this rebel town is going to capitulate. I have no intention of breaking into the town and, causing any significant damage to my troops, which is pretty much inevitable if I go for a complete forward attack. Communal farming, that's okay. I think Acre can be and should be a city. Does not have to be, but for now let's keep it that way. Cairo, we're building a ship right here. Alexandria, what can we make here? Market. We just need to focus on the economy for now. Let me see. So economically, we're doing fine. I mean, we're not in deficit anymore. We have a surplus, and that's the way we want to keep it, right? Right now, I'm not looking to get excessive profits. I just want to keep things functional. I just want to keep things going as far as possible with regards to the economy. because
As you will.
there are certain
How may I serve, Sultan? We march.
missions that I have. I mean, and with regards to how I want to proceed, and for that,
Yes, my
having
master.
a strong economy is pretty much a given.
Nuh-uh. Tomorrow's journey awaits.
In 4 turns, Damascus is going to capitulate. What do we have here in Gaza? I think we need 3 cavalry archers here, just in case we want to, raid, or if we want to just discourage foreign attackers. The cavalry archers are pretty much the staple of Middle Eastern armies, including the Egyptians and the Turks. And the idea is to harass the enemy so much that when they reach their actual goals with
Versa
you,
Saidi, honorable Allah.
they won't be
Zaida,
strong enough.
mighty Sultan.
I mean, at least not as strong as they would have been otherwise. So that's the idea. And not much is going on here. I've sent out scouts. Let me just send another scout up the north as well.
As you will.
Okay,
The
enter. The Turks are also going for diplomacy and everything. Now my goal is to... So yes, we have completed this mission, and now we
How
can
may I serve,
take
Sultan?
these armies and send
We
them
march.
to Gaza. I want Jerusalem to rebel, and that way it would go to the rebels, and I wouldn't have to deal with it later on. Damascus is going to capitulate in 3 turns. This is Gaza right now. Depending
Sultan.
on the need of the armed forces.
Na'am. Sultan.
For some reason we can't move straight here. Okay, if that is the case, let's
We
regroup.
move, Sultan. Na'am.
Let's regroup the forces
Yalla.
here.
How may I serve, Sultan?
Expand this unit.
Sultan.
Expand this unit as well. We cannot really train anything here, so let's just
Orders?
bring the
Orders.
cavalry forward. I would say.
Na'am. Sultan. Orders.
Forming up together, Sultan.
Also want to be able to exert some control here. Growth build policy, I guess for now will do good.
Nu'um, my Sultan.
The envoy can come all the way to Alexandria.
Yes, Sultan.
We can send them offshore.
Resting here, mighty Sultan.
3 turns and Damascus will capitulate. We've got a
Sibni Lawadi.
rebel army
Infidel.
here. I don't know why they're not attacking Jerusalem. If they attack Jerusalem right now, they just take it. Let-
Your will. Ready to cross the seas.
This is Crimea.
Course
You probably know this name Crimea by now because of the current geopolitical situation in the area. But we want to establish ties with whomever we can. Right now, I don't think anything needs to be constructed. Merchants Wharf, okay, that's fine. We have an army, a sizable one too.
What is the Sultan's will?
Let's
Na'am.
rendezvous. There's no point keeping generals inside these cities. I mean, one will do more than enough. We don't need multiple generals in a single city because we want as
I
many
serve your will.
as many
Paving the way
people,
for new trade.
Great Sultan.
we want as many trained generals as we can get, and the only way to train them is to make them fight battles.
How may I serve, Sultan?
Okay,
We move, Sultan.
Orders?
let's march up north.
We march.
I think we'll
Rest
take
here
this
until
route
dawn.
to the city here. This is, I think, Barca or Tripoli, perhaps. And anything that we can make here. A small market, perhaps. Enter. So for the first half of the game, we're not going to be doing much rapid expansion, but later on, as our economy allows us to, and as we get access to stronger troops, we'll be able to muster up sizable armies at multiple fronts and invade multiple cities at the same time. Jerusalem is unmanned. Let's just try and exercise as much control over it as we can and let it fall to the rebels. I don't really care for now. Because my main
Orders,
concern
mighty
is
Sultan.
to avoid the
Back to
Crusaders.
dry land.
There's a port here. There has to be a city too. 2 turns, Damascus is going to capitulate.
My ears are yours.
The spy on
The
Jeddah
infidel
for now.
will not know I came.
And once we secure Jeddah, I think we'll have control over the Hijaz region as well. We pretty much control the Holy Land for now, save for Antioch, and save for Jerusalem, which we're about to lose, but intentionally because we don't want to. We don't want to
I will not waste words on you, infidel.
get any
Nuh-uh.
crusades on our back.
Orders.
Let's just raid these
We
parts
shall
for
end
now.
this day in triumph.
Let me
Long
show
live
you
the
what I
warriors
meant
of
by
Islam.
raiding when I was talking about these cavalry archers. So the idea of this engagement is not to completely annihilate the enemy. I mean, of course, we will annihilate them if we can, but even if we can't, we just do them as much damage as possible and then just leave. So you can see that they don't have any missile troops. Just go forward and evade them as long as possible. These are infantry troops, easy pickings. There's no chance that they can ever, you know, retaliate in any way. I just want to cause as much damage as possible. See how they try to charge at us, but it's pretty much useless. And I've sped up the battle to show you exactly how things work. You can see that they're trying to charge at our archers, but we're constantly running away. And perhaps without any significant losses on our part, or perhaps even without any actual losses on our part, we'll be able
Our four
to...
fights with enemy are badly bloodied.
able to...
They have lost half
cause-
their men.
We'll be able to cause significant damage. So the idea here, as you can see, the enemy forces are withered badly. And it's not exaggeration,
Our
it's how
four
things
fights
happen
with
in
horns
real
made
life
of
too.
clay. We are winning the battle.
Horse archers of the Arabs and the Turks especially, the Turkomans, who are mercenaries more or less. Let me just pause here and make them retreat. Yeah, all out retreat. So we've ordered a general retreat here.
Our enemy flees before us like a herd of goats.
Okay.
Drive them from the battle.
So they lost their morale in the last nick of the moment, so I thought, why not just kill them? I was going to abandon the field myself because I thought that enough damage had been done to these rebels. But since the
Victory
opportunity
is ours.
allowed, I
A
turned back.
victory both righteous and well
surrendered.
deserved. It cannot be said otherwise.
So you can see that we only lost 7 troops and completely destroyed the enemy. This was the best case scenario for such a sortie or
Sultan, a most honorable victory.
screening attack of sorts,
Orders.
if you will.
As you will.
Retreat to the walls. Not enough money to retrain for now, but we will have once Damascus is under our control.
Zaida, mighty Sultan.
Let's move forward then.
Na'am, Sultan.
Moving forward.
We move, Sultan. Orders
The vanguard of the army is going to move
as you will.
along this route.
Yallah.
whereas
Continuing
the rear
tomorrow,
guard is
mighty
going to
Sultan.
follow suit.
I serve the faith
Let's
as the
see.
Sultan wills.
How
Not
may
much
I
to be done
serve,
here.
Sultan? We move, Sultan.
And all seems fine for now. They're going to surrender in 2 turns. Can we move here?
Nuh-uh,
No,
my
not for
Sultan.
now. Enter. Okay, so Damascus is going to capitulate in the next turn. Let me see. Byzantine Empire and the Turks are in at a state of war. It's okay. We are having a deficit because of the number of troops that we have. Not to worry, we can
Na'am.
disband.
Orders. Na'am. Orders.
We'll have to disband some of the troops here. Not really sure which ones though.
Sultan. We march.
Merge the armies.
Merging our armies.
and
We move,
bring them
Sultan.
forward.
The Sun Sultan. We march. Continuing to move.
Salam alaikum.
So the Imam is also
At
acting
once.
as a scout for us
Nuh-uh.
for the time
Yes,
being.
Sultan.
Let's move forward once again. Jerusalem is about to rebel. It's kind of good because he don't want the city anymore. We're going to reverse our trade deficits soon enough with another fresh conquest. For now, we also
Nuh-uh,
need
my
to
Sultan.
establish some trade relations with other countries
Nuh-uh.
in the
I
region.
have come to the end of today's road. Yes, my master?
Let's see what we can do. Yeah, for now,
Na'am.
let's release this garrison altogether. We have horse
Sultan.
archers here, horse archers there. We don't need as many troops.
How may I serve, Sultan?
Presence as well. Alexandria, normal tax rates. Morale not too high, not too low either. Enter. I think the rebels are going to face us now. And yes, they are. So we forced the Damascus rebels to come out and face us.
Inshallah,
In the
most
field.
of us will see the sun set again. But the enemy...
So once again, we're just going to exploit their choke points as they come forward and try to face us in battle.
Unit!
Let me just pause here and take a look at the lay of the land first. So this is the Damascus army, right? This is the army that's coming our way. These are Bedouin cavalry. They are missile cavalry, but they don't have as good a range as the archers. However, they do more damage, considerably more damage. So that's pretty much all of their army. They don't have many archer units, perhaps. This one archer unit, or two, perhaps. Yeah, 2 archer units. So my basic instinct right now will be to send all my missile cavalry forward to go and harass them. Whereas I will take my infantry and form a line behind these archers, like this. And the heavy cavalry that I have, I'll make a line like this. So when the enemy comes crashing into our primary lines, what we'll do is we'll wheel around their flanks and surround them. It's pretty much an obvious strategy, and in an actual battle it would be too obvious to be useful, but it'll work pretty much in this scenario. So you can see the devastation caused by numerous arrow volleys being shot at once. And this is the actual strength of the Middle Eastern armies, including the Turks, including the Arabs. The Egyptians are pretty much Arabs at this stage in world history. This is the actual strength of these armies. You don't face the enemy with blood and steel. You instead force them into submission by repeatedly showering them with arrows and completely demoralizing them with these attacks.
Our men are under attack. We must act now.
It's okay, even if you're under attack. I won't perform a second line here. I do have a heavy cavalry troops in reserve. Let's see how things are going, and based on that we can then further.
The enemy general flees like an old woman. Attack and break the will of his men.
Let's send this one cavalry unit behind. let's break your lines
Foe
down.
fights with horns made of clay.
This is
We are
our
winning the
opportune
battle.
moment. Let's attack. We send our cavalry forward and pretty much
Our men are under attack.
destroy
We must
the
act now.
enemy now. This row advance forward. So the Arab cavalry is our staple for the time being. Let's chase them as much as we can, kill them. Let's speed it up for now because we pretty much won the battle already. We won the
We have
battle.
cut
pretty
off the
much.
serpent. Behold our worthless. The enemy are badly bloodied. Our enemy flees before us like
So
a herd
yes,
of goats.
it's pretty
Victory is
much
ours.
Our day.
Victory both righteous and well deserved. It
So I don't understand why the AI would not come forward and attack us earlier on. Because the
Long
longer
live
you
the
stay
warriors of
inside
Islam!
the walls of the city,
Allah,
you
the
lose,
most merciful,
you
has
lose,
delivered us.
people.
Victory!
So should we occupy, sack, or exterminate? We occupy because the morale is pretty much fine. We do have a rebel feast here. Theologians died, okay. Once again in surplus. And we do have agents here, right?
Great Sultan? Who spreads untruths, my son?
Excellent. Damascus, let's see what we can do with you. Roads, first of all. And the army, let me just reorganize
Orders.
the army
Na'am.
as much as I can.
Orders.
Let's relieve this capital duty.
Sultan.
Archers,
How may I serve, Sultan?
instrumental in our victory.
How may I
for
serve,
the
Sultan?
cavalry troops? Can't retreat. No, let's
Sultan.
let them go. Okay, that's pretty much it for now on this front.
Orders?
Let's move forward.
Yallah, Sultan. We march. I serve the faith.
We want to
As the
see
Sultan
city up
wills.
here and then do something about it. Okay, so dirt roads, yes. Roads are pretty much the backbone of the economy. Roads and sea routes, both of them are the backbones of the economy. And we would want as much as we can get here. Let me just send
How may I serve, Sultan?
unit here,
Yallah.
and then we can
The sun sets on
send
today's
the
journey.
cavalry archers from here and from Gaza down south to Jeddah. And in the meantime, let's
Sultan.
scout the area ahead.
We move, Sultan.
There's probably another rebel
Continuing
city
tomorrow,
here.
mighty
But
Sultan.
let's just ignore it for now. We just want to consolidate the Arabian Peninsula and North Africa for now. Keeping to ourselves, as
Zaida,
I
mighty
mentioned
Sultan.
earlier on in the game.
As you will, Sultan.
Let's see if we can find someone else. Can we train a doe? Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Your will. Nuh-uh.
I want to send this
Tomorrow's
envoy
journey
to
awaits.
Central Europe to ally with other factions there. Jerusalem is about to rebel anytime now. Okay, let's just increase the tax rates a bit because we can. Yeah, so pretty much everything is taken care of. Let's enter. All the Central European powers are going to be our concern now. We need to secure trade rights with them, and it will make more sense if we have control over the. So there's rioting in Jerusalem, as I predicted, very accurately. There is rioting in Jerusalem, and soon the city is going to capitulate. It's going to fall to the rebels. Then it won't be our problem any longer. if you have an army inside the city when it's arriving, it's going to cause some problems for you. Also train a merchant.
Nuh-uh,
Now,
my
sending
Sultan.
this emissary to
Boarding, mighty Sultan.
to Central Europe now. We've got a lot of powers to please there, and
Yes, my
here
master.
we are
As
in
you
the
will,
Crimean
Sultan.
region, trying to find the Russians, and some place up north.
How may I serve, Sultan?
See what you can
As
do.
you will.
Let's make a mosque to improve public morale. Something we can make here. Yeah, a masjid is also
Na'am,
mosque.
Sultan.
place of
We
worship.
move, Sultan. Orders?
It improves
As
the
you
public
will.
morale.
Salam alaikum.
This
Yes,
land
Sultan.
appears to be under the control of the Moors, or perhaps probably the Venetians. If that is the case, we won't be able to do anything about it. But the Venetians might turn against us and attack, so it's best if we declare war against the Venetians and take this city. But it would be best if they do it first, because we don't want to be the ones who appear to be unreliable as allies, because it affects your rating in diplomacy. Others will not be very keen to listen to
Orders.
you if
Yalla.
you're not trustworthy
Sultan.
ally.
Continuing tomorrow,
Acre
mighty
is fine.
Sultan.
And we have
Orders.
cavalry archers
Yalla.
here.
Forming up together, Sultan.
They can send this small unit here to harass these people in Jeddah. I don't intend to ever storm the city, just harass them long enough till they capitulate
Na'am.
finally. And that's pretty much it for
Nuh-uh.
this turn. Yeah, and turn. Pretty much it for this turn. Do we have an imam here? I don't think so. We don't have an imam here.
Great Sultan.
We're in the
As-
Maghreb.
What is the Sultan's will?
Yeah.
Yalla. Na'am, Sultan.
There doesn't
As you
appear
will.
to be a single
The sun
city in
sets on
sight.
today's journey.
Very difficult terrain. Very, very difficult terrain. Now we've built roads. Let's go for grain exchange and a masjid, a mosque. Damascus. Grain exchange once again, focusing on the economy for now.
Nuh-uh, my Sultan. Nuh-uh.
We're unable to find any city here. I need to scout a bit to understand the lay of the land first. Two of the most
Yes, my master.
barren and difficult
Ready
terrains
to
in the
cross
map
the
and I'm
seas.
caught in both of them.
Inshallah,
But
our
now I'm
winds shall
headed
be fair.
towards Central
Like the
Europe
weary
through
camel,
Sicily,
now we must rest.
moving up north to the Italian peninsula, and then from there we can go into France and Spain. And what else? What else? What else?
Sultan.
Scouting ahead.
As you will.
So Baghdad
rest
is
here until
a
dawn.
rebel city for now. If we take it, we'll be bordering the Turks. So for now, let's just try and avoid it for as long as possible. Let's see our diplomacy first. So we're allies with the Venetians, with the Byzantines, and with the Hungarians, not with the Turks. So it wouldn't really matter if we take over Baghdad then, because we're not allies with the Turks anyway. They're more likely to attack us, which means. But if we do that, we'll have to make sure that our river crossings here, and here are secure. That's a huge area to secure, by the way. So for now, let's just concentrate our movements to where we absolutely need them,
Sultan.
instead of spreading our forces
What is
too
the
thin,
Sultan's will?
which is already happening as I see. this area is under the Venetians, so I think it will be best to withdraw from here. And yeah, I think it would be best for them to withdraw from here. This area is definitely under the Venetians, and we can just take the coastal route with
Orders,
this
mighty
fleet and
Sultan.
see which cities are where. Now,
Nuh-uh.
as for this one, no luck. Strain an imam here. Can we take on Baghdad? The city has strong defenses, but it does not have a considerable sized army. Let's leave one unit back here
We move,
and
Sultan.
move forward. Now you can see that
Continuing
Damascus
tomorrow,
is very
mighty
vulnerable right
Sultan.
now, and there is a big chance that a strong army coming from up north, from the Turks or from the rebels, not the rebels most likely, but the Turks, will be able to overrun the city. But this is a chance we have to take at this stage in the game. I cannot afford to have multiple armies spread out all over the map. And I've already made this mistake. I just realized now that this area belongs to Venice, but I do need to get a lay of the land because Venetians are obviously going to be my target. But that's only when they break the peace, not on my side. I do not have that on my side. And enter. The papal states. Mission fail. Yeah, it's okay if you fail a mission. It's not a big deal.
Orders, mighty Sultan. Yes, Sultan.
Now,
Sultan, we march.
retreat
What is the Sultan's will?
to the coast.
As you will.
Naam, great Sultan. Inshallah, our wind shall be fair.
We can
Like
take
the weary
roads
camel,
though.
now we must rest.
If it's not taken by anyone else, that is. This island of Rhodes. Let's hope no one else takes it.
I serve the faith.
I have no
Yes,
idea where
Sultan.
this next city is, though. And I do need to get an idea. Let's see.
Zaida, mighty Sultan. Yes, Sultan. I have come to the end of today's
Oh,
road.
the most inhospitable terrain in the world, the Russian terrain. It's famous for killing more soldiers than the Russian soldiers themselves, as was the case in
As
the
you will.
Napoleonic Wars and
The
in the
sun
Second
sets
World
on
War
today's journey.
when Hitler tried to invade Russia. Very unsuccessfully.
How may I serve, Sultan?
Let's move southwards
We
now
march.
towards Jeddah.
We rest here until
That's our
dawn.
next target now. See what we can do here. Town hall, shisha bar, crop rotation. Yeah, we'll get it. And yeah, enter. So not much is going on. But let me give you an idea of what we are doing and what the progress is so far. Okay, there are foreigners almost like a target Poland. Okay, thank God now I have an
Your will.
indication of where to go.
As you will, Sultan.
And I can obviously
Tomorrow's
also
journey awaits.
complete a mission in doing so. So let me tell you where we are. So we've got 201 turns remaining and we need to dominate 45 regions total, including Constantinople and Jerusalem. Now we already have Jerusalem, which we are about to lose or want to lose for now. We don't need it for now because we don't want to invite the Crusaders. Jerusalem and Antioch are two cities that we don't want on our side for now. So what we do instead is we take on most of North Africa here. That is obviously when we are at war with the Venetians, which is not anytime soon. For now, we're consolidating our power in the Arabian Peninsula for that. The Turks are obviously going to be our next target because they're not allies with us, and we need to cut through the Turkish lands to be able to go to Constantinople. That's the only way. I mean, if I send an expeditionary force to Constantinople directly, it will be massacred by the enemies. I need to conquer all of Anatolia to be able to target Constantinople directly. But
Naam,
it will be easier once we
Yallah!
manage
The
all the
sun
economic
sets on-
problems.
Orders, mighty Sultan. Course set.
Salam alaikum.
Send this
Boarding.
Naam, great Sultan.
Sultan,
moving southwards. We
Galar.
have
the
Jeddah
sun sets
as
on
our
today's
next
journey.
target.
How may I serve, Sultan? We march, Sultan.
Now we are going to lay siege to
The
Baghdad.
infidels' army will not survive.
Obviously, this is a single unit.
Besieging the enemy.
There is no way that
We
this
have
unit
the
can
infidels under siege,
pose
Sultan.
any damage to Baghdad, but the idea is to keep them in there for 6 turns. If they come out, we run, and we just bring the main army later on. Not a problem in the world. Market, let's just try and expand our economics first.
Orders?
Yeah, not anything else that we have in mind for now. End turn. Okay, the rebels came forward and attacked us. Just retreat. Not a big deal. Just
The
retreat.
infidels' plan has worked. We are beaten.
No
If you
problem.
insist, Sultan, breaking the siege.
So reports are coming in from across Western Europe of engineers who have created a miracle mill that requires no stream or river to power it. Supposedly, man has found mechanisms, simply found a way to let the very winds themselves drive the massive mill mechanism simply by catching it in sails on beams of wood. While the windmill's effectiveness reportedly dies as the winds do to those living far from running water, it is sure to be considered a godsend. We're going to receive such messages quite often. It kind of gives you the idea of progress, that this is what's happening around you.
Is there something I can do for you?
Yes, we can have alliance, trade rights, and map information. What's map information? Very generous offer.
Your plan seems goodbye. We look forward to our next meeting.
Now I believe the Russians
What does the Sultan will?
are here
Yes, Sultan.
to the
Resting
east
here,
of
mighty Sultan.
Poland. And
Orders, mighty Sultan.
let's land
Yes,
on,
Sultan.
Sicily for now. And our invasion
Na'am.
forces
As you
coming
will,
this way.
Sultan. How may I serve? Na'am.
Let's merge these forces.
Galar.
And Baghdad is going to
Joining
be our
the
next
ranks.
target. For some reason, Jerusalem is not falling into rebel hands. I don't understand why, though. It should, but okay if it doesn't. I think the first crusade is going to be about Antioch anyway.
Sultan. We march.
Let's move forward.
The
Well,
sun
if it
sets on
doesn't,
today's journey.
in case we can build a port at least. It's not falling under the enemy hands for now.
How may I serve, Sultan?
Let's see, what else can we do? What else can we do?
Orders.
Sultan. We march.
Naam, great Sultan.
Orders?
Now
Naam, Sultan.
we can
On to the ships!
embark on a sail
All set.
to Rhodes.
Inshallah,
I just
the
hope
wind
that
shall return
Rhodes
tomorrow.
is not taken by the Byzantines, but if it is, we can retreat always. I just need some island in the Mediterranean to be able to connect all my trade routes with, and yeah, it's working pretty well. Baghdad is here. I had a merchant. Where's the merchant?
Your plan, Great Sultan? Establishing trade, Great Sultan.
We need an imam in the area as well. Let's give him something. Enter. So not much explorers diet. Okay, blockade the port of Arakion.
The Holy Bible may preach peace, but when it is Christendom itself that is threatened, then it is every Christian's duty to defend all that is holy. His Holiness the Pope has called a crusade to reclaim the Holy Lands from the infidel. who would deny Christian pilgrims their right to visit the holy places. It is time for the armies of Christendom to put aside their differences and unite under one banner, the sign of the cross, and give back God's children what is rightfully theirs, or die trying.
So, a crusade has been called very unluckily against Jerusalem, the one area which I was not expecting to be the first target of the crusades, but if that is so, so be it. We will have to fight the crusaders now. We tried going the other way around, but no, it's not going to be the other way around.
Na'am.
Let's attack Baghdad in the
Inshallah,
meantime.
we will smite this foe,
In 6
Sultan.
turns, we'll have Baghdad
Yes,
in our
Sultan.
grasp.
Besieging this place.
And
How may I serve, Sultan?
Jeddah is going to last
The
only 2
infidels'
turns.
army
Once
will not
we've taken
survive.
over here, we can move
Besieging the enemy.
northwards.
Inshallah, they will relent in this siege.
So the Venetians have attacked, which means that we
Orders, mighty
can
Sultan.
retaliate in kind
Moving the men ashore. Orders.
and
We shall
maintain
end this
siege.
day as victors. Besieging the enemy. We have the infidels under siege, Sultan. Sultan,
And
the infidels' army will not survive.
maintain the
Inshallah,
siege.
they will...
Orders, mighty Sultan.
Let's put
You
this
control access to this port now,
under
Sultan.
control as well. The Venetian fleet is here. I hope they retreat.
Orders, mighty Sultan. Course set. We must anchor until morning. Inshallah, the winds shall return tomorrow.
So
Na'am, great Sultan.
let's go to the Papal States and give Jerusalem directly to the Papal States. In that case, the Crusades might be called off if they're willing to take it, that is. And relations worsen with Venice. And relations improve with Hungarians. Okay. Yes, not much to worry about though. If the Crusaders do come, I will throw whatever I can at them. It's not as if I wouldn't retaliate. And the Muslims have their own thing like that against the Crusades, called jihad, I guess. I mean, in the game, I know it's called jihad. In real life, it was called that during the Middle East Crusades. That's what Saladin and his likes used as a banner to unite the armies and attack the Christians. But I'm not sure what's it is called in the game. End turn for now. The rebels. Oh, the rebels. I think we have an imam here now.
I serve the...
Excellently done.
Yes,
Merchant.
Paving the way for new trade.
Let's build a shisha bar for them. Lower tax rates. Recruitment of soldiers and imams. Could perhaps improve the morale. Economically, we are a bit challenged for now.
Sultan,
Let's see what the future holds. And 5 turns Baghdad is going to capitulate. Let's see what we can do about the Crusades when they do come here.
Nuh-uh.
And
Nuh-uh.
until then, we
I
need
have come to
make
the
ties
end
with
of
the
today's
Russians.
road.
And
Orders, mighty Sultan.
yes, disembark here.
Disembarking to spread the faith, Sultan. Salam alaikum.
Yes, my master?
Today's journey ends, great Sultan.
So yes, we're now in Europe.
Orders, mighty Sultan. Inshallah,
City
our
of
wind
Palermo
shall
is
be
here.
fair.
If we get ties with the Sicilians, that will be great.
Orders.
And,
We shall end this day
let's
as
assault the
victors.
city and take Iraqion. Possible to do a night attack. Okay, excellent. So that way, this captain won't be able to intercept.
Give the infidel nothing this day.
So there's this captain of the Venetians who is outside the city walls, but we're going to attack in the night so that they don't have any chance to intercept. Let's put the ram up first here. Put the siege towers. Put the siege towers here. We've got stairs, ladders too, right? Do we have ladders? No ladders? Oh, okay. Not a problem. Okay, let's send the Mamluk archer forward. Let's move forward and cause as much damage as we can. Let's speed it up. This general is going to die in vain. He could have had his army inside the city, but he decided not to. Let's move forward.
Our siege towers have reached the walls.
So the
Let our men
Venetians
have reached the gate
were the
with
ones
the battering
who
ram.
broke the treaty, so now it's totally justified what we do to them. I mean, in the game.
Our men have done well. The gates have fallen.
Now let me just pause for a moment here, and let's see. How many troops do they have? 21 cavalry. If we send these infantry units first, and then lead our charges with these desert cavalry, then we can avoid casualties.
Cowardly enemy have lost the walls. Send your troops to take the rest of the settlement.
What the hell? Let's send these cavalry units forward. Missile cavalry.
Wisest one, we have lost control of the city.
So we're throwing javelins at
Only
them.
half
which
full fights with
cause
horns made of clay.
devastating
We are
damage.
winning the battle. Our men have slain. Great victories are like sweet nectar.
So with
Come,
minimal
let us drink
losses,
of the
we were
most
able
rare.
to destroy the army. Sending the archers forward was a mistake, but I thought they would shoot arrows at them, not go and charge them or anything.
Such is the fate of all infidels who face me. We have
Okay,
cut down the infidels'
so-
defenders. They resist us no more.
Population to be massacred. In this case, there's more. We sack the city.
Orders, mighty Sultan.
Let's
Yes,
stay
Sultan.
here. And let's see if we can do something about it. If we convert the city of Arakion into a castle, it would be much easier to defend. Because it's an island city, we can't reinforce it constantly. We need it to be able to hold on its own, hold out on its own.
We would see you dead, heathen.
Italian militia.
How may I serve,
I'm
Sultan?
going to bring out all my
Yes,
missile troops.
Sultan. Your enemies shall fall swiftly. A
And,
crushing victory.
We shall
take out
end this
the-
day in triumph.
Take out these troops.
We have chosen
They're
the
spear
time and
militia.
place.
They're
Now let us-
strong infantry troops, but they're pretty much vulnerable to missile fire, especially missile cavalry fire. Now, let's start the battle. Let's go and harass them as much as we can. As for the Bedouin cavalry, this is desert Arab cavalry. Let's send them on the flank. Now, let me show you what I meant by raiding or preempting attacks. So, these are my forces, and just look at the barrages of arrow fire that these spear militia are sustaining. And there's no way they can retaliate. I mean, they cannot outrun a horse, and they can obviously not throw their spears at the horse archers. So it's obviously a one-sided battle. Now we've surrounded them. This is pretty much the worst case scenario for an army. They're completely surrounded by our troops and they cannot do anything in return. And they're trying to charge, but it's not working. Look at the devastating part. Look at the carnage each arrow volley is causing. Let me just speed it up a bit. We're not engaging them. Not engaging them, not at all, and that's pretty much the idea. Do not engage them. Let's just keep on moving forward so that they are forced to circle on and sustain damage. Yeah, so we're actually forcing them to circle the field, that is. They cannot escape
with
us.
horns made of clay. We are winning the battle.
They cannot escape us. This much is certain. And,
Only half the enemy force remains. We must pray they lose their will to fight.
let's just place these Arab cavalry here. They are going to charge when it's time. Let's just continue the harassment. Let's just continue the pyro fire as much as we can. Look at the forces. They're completely witted. Does this look anywhere even remotely close to what they had in the beginning of the battle? And we are yet to lose any significant number of troops. We have not lost any significant number of troops. Let's just send these troops forward and bring the desert cavalry forward as well. Let's go forward and harass them as much as possible. As much as possible. Our goal is to whittle down the enemy to the last man. The Venetians, the Italians, like withdraw from the field. Let's go, attack, all attack. We can destroy them now.
Our enemy flees before us like a
Continue the
herd of
battle.
goats.
Continue the battle.
Drive them.
Ultimately decimate the enemy. The enemy is all but destroyed in this area. And that's it. Just get this one.
Victory
And
is ours.
This is done.
A victory both righteous and well deserved.
11 losses,
It cannot
we
be
were
said
able
other.
to destroy them. And if this were regular cavalry, that would not have been even remotely possible.
Sultan, a most honorable victory.
Yes, noble master.
Arakion is now ours to do whatever we want to do with it. And perfect.
Nuh-uh.
Portuguese. Now let's see if we have any agents here. Imam. Any agents here? Going to capitulate soon. Okay, perfect. We have trade routes now operating here. And we can kick out the Venetians from North Africa soon, as soon as we understand where they are in North
Orders,
Africa.
mighty Sultan.
We need to explore
Course
a bit
set.
to be able
We
to
must
tell
anchor
that.
until morning.
I think they're somewhere here, perhaps. And enter.
Sultan, our fleet is under attack.
It's pretty much a
Withdraw!
one-sided
Inshallah,
attack.
we will survive. Inshallah, the winds shall return tomorrow.
So the rebels of Jeddah are now facing us in the field. yes, let's see
Show no
if
fear
we
to the
can
infidel.
do as much damage as we hope to do. We just have the missile cavalry. Let them come forward. Let them tire themselves first. Let them come and attack us. And when they come, we can send one unit backwards and take the city center. That's what I plan on doing. Let's go and face them. Let's speed it up a bit. And yes. Now we're engaging the enemy. Let's just disperse the enemy as much as possible. Arab cavalry, light cavalry. We're also taking damage from these Bedouin camel riders. But I think we need to tire them up a bit. And the only way to do that is to take the city center while they're trying to attack us. And when they retreat to the city center with their cavalry, we can obviously wheel around and take out the infantry. For now, works pretty well. Let's see if the Bedouin cavalry can be defeated by these Mamluk archers. Let's move forward.
Our men are under attack. We need to act.
Let's go and take out this one, this group. Yeah. Let's move forward. Now we're going to take out this archer unit here. Once this infantry unit collapses, we can easily go and take the city center.
Victory is well within our grasp. In time, our foe will surely see this and lose heart.
Let's move. They're trying to rout.
The enemy general flees like an old woman. Attack and break the will of his men.
Let's see if we can do something about that. I think they're pretty much preoccupied with our troops on the field. Let me just take a lay of the land. Okay, so they're trying to retreat to the center, right? So we go after them. And yeah, this is where we are. And yeah, I think we're going to destroy this unit altogether. Now retreat out of the city center. This saw our move. This saw our move. Let's see what we can do about this. Run forward. Tire the enemy as much as possible.
Only half the enemy force
That's
remains.
the only way we can win. I mean,
must
we
pray
are
they
missile
lose their will to
cavalry,
fight.
Centric army, right? There's no point that there's no point in facing them out. Let's go and destroy this army, this cavalry unit here, and we've got
Our
this
foe
unit.
fights with horns made of clay. We are winning the battle.
let's go and take out this unit as well. See how we're picking on the units one by one, and this would not have been possible in a conventional battle setting with you know, swordsmen and everything, because there your goal is to face the enemy in a line or kind of, you know, break the lines, try to penetrate them. Here that's not the case. What we're doing is we're dispersing the enemy units, we're dispersing those troops, and we're using their dispersal as a strategic advantage, and then picking on them one by one. Now this is all that remains of the army. Because we picked on their units one by one, it would have been impossible to take them like all at once, right?
Archer!
Let me just take all the Mamluk archers who can fire and ask them to fire in the center. Let's go, face them.
Victory is
Our
won.
men have taken control of the
And
city.
we won.
We have cut victory is ours. A victory
won.
both righteous
Now
and
you can
well
see that
deserved.
they had-
It cannot be
they had
said
more
otherwise.
troops, and in a conventional battle on very hard difficulty, it would have been an advantage to them. But we did not allow them to do that, right?
All praise is due to Allah for granting this victory. These lands are ours.
Jeddah. Let's occupy it and see if we can build a port here. It's very important. This fleet Ragusa. They're asking me to send a fleet to Ragusa. The problem
Orders,
is I
mighty
don't
Sultan.
even have
Yes, Sultan.
enough
Like
naval
the
power
weary
to do
camel,
that right
now we must rest.
Nine Terrace City, I guess that's pretty much it for now. In 4 turns they're going to surrender. We have taken Iraqion though, so we can send a navy from Iraqion to there. Let's see what else we can do. And there's a
Orders,
city
mighty
nearby.
Sultan.
There is a city nearby. We're going to take it soon enough.
What does the Sultan wish?
You have a proposition for our
Alliance,
people?
trade rights, map information, map information.
I see no problem. Goodbye.
Excellent.
It has been a pleasure.
Now, let's go
Boarding, mighty
to Papal
Sultan.
States and try to
Inshallah,
secure
our
peace
winds
with
shall
them.
be fair. We must anchor until morning.
So, the Sicilian city is here. There has to be another city, the Venetian city here, that we can take on. Let me see if it's possible to get something up here.
Orders, mighty Sultan.
Let's just bring it. Oh,
Orders, mighty Sultan.
no. It's
Yes, Sultan.
trying to scout out what's the situation here. Let's see, mustering horse, stables, or leather turner. No, none of that is needed at the moment. We need to improve the economic structure of our public health bonus. Okay, let's go with this one. We want a stronger bureaucracy, a stronger economy and everything. We'll have to recruit troops here and a market. Baghdad is going to fall in the next 4 turns. I don't think there is a sizable Crusader army coming this way, and even if it is, I'll let them take Jerusalem because, yeah, I mean, what's the point in fighting over a city that's only going to cost me for now? Meanwhile, I'm taking Baghdad, and I'm also going to take Antioch because a major crusade is not expected for some while, because they've only launched one.
Orders, mighty
Yeah,
Sultan.
that's it. Enter. We've got another princess. Disaster strike again. People in Aleppo. Aleppo is not in our grip for now, so none of our business.
Naam, great Sultan.
Tripoli, yes. we found the city, Tripoli. Now all that's need to be done
Orders,
is
mighty
bring this
Sultan.
fleet back to Arabian.
Yes, Sultan. Inshallah,
and
the
prepare
winds shall return
for,
tomorrow.
For the attack. Now, drill scare. Okay, let's make a drill scare here, and just put the mosque on hold for some time. I just need a drill scare for now.
Na'am, great Sultan. Orders, mighty
Cross.
Sultan. Inshallah,
Byzantines
our
are
winds
getting
shall be
stronger
fair.
and stronger. In 3 turns, Damascus is going to capitulate. Let's see. Population growth is going down. We need population growth. Yes. And yes, so we've conquered the Arabian Peninsula. This was pretty much it that we needed. The Holy Land is almost in our grasp. Just need to take Antioch from here. And what else? What else? What else? Yes, we're going to attack Tripoli now. So enter.
Back to dry land.
We need to build relationships with the Holy Roman Empire, the Papal States, and the other European powers to be able to stand a chance against any impending economic problems that we might have later on. If we have trade rights, we'll simply grow our economy strong enough to be able to resist any other pressure. Let's see, what else in Hungary? I think I see a Polish cardinal, yes.
Nuh-uh. Yes, Sultan.
Now we need to find the Russians.
Zaida, my...
What is it you would discuss with me?
Alliance, trade rights, map information.
It seems we have reached an agreement.
Excellent.
It would seem you are very reasonable. Farewell.
Now let's go
Na'am,
to the
Sultan.
Holy Roman Empire.
I shall inform them of your will.
Orders, mighty Sultan.
And
Course set.
the Genoans are also here. I think the Milanese, yes. They've taken over Genoa. And yeah, the map is expanding rather quickly. Now we have a know-how of
Orders,
what
mighty
things,
Sultan.
of what's going on
Yes, Sultan.
across different parts of the world. Let's retrain them. Construction under progress.
Na'am, great Sultan.
Let's bring this navy
Course
here.
set.
We need to have our
Inshallah,
navy
the
put
winds shall
together
return tomorrow.
to be able to stand a chance against these Venetians. Venetians are very strong navy. We have pyro here, right? So we can build 2 those and take out this.
Is it not obvious I am your foe, infidel?
No, let me just bring 2 war galleys and destroy this navy here, and then we can disband the navy altogether. And 2 turns they're going to surrender. Jeddah is pretty much in control for now. Let's see what else we can do. Enter.
They close to borders, Captain! Curses!
Venetians
We
are
must
harassing
retreat!
us constantly.
Like the
in
weary
waters.
camels, now we must rest.
But we will get back to them soon enough. But the Moors are here. That's good, that's good. 2 birds with 1 stone, right? Let's first go and establish ties with the Moors.
Yes, my master? There is something you wish to speak of?
Wait a minute, they've got Sicilians at the trade rights, map information.
Very well. There is
Okay.
very well. Ma'asalam.
So we've got map information from the Moors, and
Na'am, my Sultan.
Now our target
Na'am,
is the
Sultan.
Holy Roman
I shall
Empire.
inform them of your will.
And Baghdad is going to capitulate in the next turn, but I think I'll do that in the next video. Face Baghdad, the rebels in Baghdad, and expand our empire up north. Until then, this is Gaming Dragon 360. If you liked the video, please do hit the subscribe and like button. It helps immensely. Thank you so much for watching.